Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Brown and I am an author with 4 ebooks available on Kindle, and I would like to read you a small section from one of those books today. The title of the book is The Martian, the Angel, and the Robot, and the 3 main characters in the story are actually a Martian, an angel, and a robot. They live on Earth and disguise themselves as human beings. The 2 characters in this scene are Bob the Robot and Will the Angel. Will is in his human form, and I hope you'll forgive the amateur illustrations. I hadn't put pencil to paper in quite some time. "And what are we doing now?" Will asked. He'd found Bob sitting cross-legged in the middle of his room. It was always odd seeing the robot in a pose like that. His robot body had the full range of human motion, but some movements and positions seemed almost unnatural when he was in his true form. Bob even seemed to notice a difference. He might sit in this fashion in his human shape, but Will couldn't remember ever seeing him this way as a robot. Bob's eyes lit up. When they were operational, there was a faint light, and when the light in those eyes was off, it meant that Bob had turned off his sight. In effect, he had closed his eyes. Now, with them lit up and open, he looked up at Will. "I thought I'd closed that." He hadn't thought that. In fact, he had been deliberately forgetting to close his door so that he might have this conversation without bringing up the subject. "I'm sorry to intrude." "No apology necessary, Will." "What are you doing?" "I was meditating." Meditating? Seriously? I think most humans would be dumbfounded at the thought of a meditating robot. "Well, that's because the robots of this world have a long way to go before they achieve my level of self-awareness." "Yes, I'll admit it looks just a little odd even to me. I had no idea you had become... Is spiritual the right word?" "It could be. I don't think I have become any more spiritual, though. And here I find you meditating. That's... how do I put it? Have you tried it? Meditation? No. Now, why not? I would have thought it would be fairly natural to you." "No, Bob. I don't think I have much use for it." Bob's head did that very slight sideways move it would when he got an answer he didn't expect. "Okay. I think you might misunderstand it. It's something everyone can use." Will couldn't help a little laugh. "As I understand it, meditation expands the mind." "Well, that's one way of putting it." "So why would I need it? When I want a more developed sense of the universe, I just drop this human charade and become myself." "Right." Bob hadn't considered that. Will explained. "When I'm an angel, I can sense everything. I experience the world and my place in it." "Physically?" "No, more than that." "So tell me, Will, why is it that you seem no more certain of yourself than the typical human is?" "I think that's an exaggeration." "It is, and I apologize, but you aren't exactly the most solid example of self-certainty, are you?" Will considered that. Bob was not exactly solid in all ways either, but the robot was sure of himself. In fact, now that he had set aside his old paranoias and fears, Bob had become the symbol of self-control, if not quite always the symbol of dignity. So Will had to ask, meditation could grant that? "Well, no, maybe. I don't know. That's not the point." "Well, what is the point?" "There isn't one. Or there are 1,000 things." "God, that sounds trite." "Yes. I'm not selling this idea very well, am I?" "Well, you're not in the business of selling ideas, Bob." "I said it a moment ago when I joked about the robots of this world. They don't have self-awareness at all, but I do. Self-awareness isn't a complete thing, though. Meditation can help you, well, get more, I suppose." "Really?" Now that had Will's interest. What Bob had said about his angelic senses wasn't true. They were far more than physical, even here on the surface of this thin reality. However, they didn't make him anything more than he was. Seeing a work of art doesn't make one an artist. what does that say about living a life? Will was going to poke fun at the machine that explored its soul, but now he decided that wasn't appropriate at all. Okay, Bob, explain it to me. Explain it? This was not at all the conversation he had envisioned when he left his door open. Tell me where to begin. How do I do it? You know, this isn't what you want to hear, but I think I have a few books you might want to read. Thank you for listening. There will be a link in the description that will take you to the book, and a second link that will take you to my author's page so that you can see all the books that I've written.